Note, the numbers in this video may not include everything White Brenner is charging us for the month of November. I've been informed that if litigation is active, you, the public, have no right to know just how much White Brenner, or any other lawyer for that matter, is billing us on a monthly basis. At least not from their invoices, it is. I can think of at least 2 lawsuits and at least 2 claims for damages that might still be considered active. There's the Animal Legal Defense Fund versus Foster Farms that we got pulled into that has been going on for at least 2 years, and Haas v. Guzman et al. That have both showed up on City Council meeting agendas for discussion during closed session. Both the former city manager and former police chief filed claims for damages against the city. Haven't heard when those might be resolved, but in the meantime, we're not allowed to know how much we're paying for it all. At least, not from the invoices. Greetings, everyone. This is the Gardening Snail of Livingston, California, just trying to keep the community informed and local government as honest as possible. In this video, we will be briefly going over what I was given from the November invoice from White Brenner LLP, which included charges for general municipal, human resources, Public Records Act requests, and the police department. The first thing I noticed was I was only sent 11 pages this time. 4 entries were redacted on this page, 5 on this page, and 1 really big one on this page. I've also noticed that most of the hours billed is by the newest member of the firm, Christian Smith. I also noticed only 1 unredacted entry about actually attending a city council meeting, and that is probably for the special meeting that was held on November 3rd. The regular meeting for November 1st was canceled for lack of agenda items. There was a special city council meeting on the 1st. On the agenda was labor negotiations and existing litigation. The agenda is plain as day that the litigation was the case of Animal Legal Defense Fund versus Foster Farms. But White Brenner is refusing to give me information about how much we are paying for White Brenner services for this matter. So, how much was billed for an attorney to show up for that special meeting? I have no way of knowing from the invoice. The same items also showed up on a special meeting agenda for November 3rd. I also didn't see anything for attending the City Council regular meeting of the 15th. I can only guess it is buried under one of the redactions. On the agenda for the 15th was a lease agreement with Arcalian Farms and a discussion about a capital improvement project for the fire station, as well as 3 public hearings, which included a closeout report for a COVID relief program. Then there was a performance evaluation for the finance director made city manager by the previous council under closed session. That finance director had been bumped up to city manager status a couple of months after the previous city manager had been terminated by the previous city council almost immediately after White Brenner was hired. There was $320 for another special meeting in November on the 29th. On the agenda for that evening was the intention to rename a city street as Cesar Chavez Avenue, and labor negotiations. And it looks like there was $120 worth of charges, at least the ones we can see for meetings on December 6th. There were 2 special meetings along with the regular meeting scheduled for December 6th. Special meeting number 1 was before the regular meeting and featured labor negotiations and a performance appraisal of the city manager. Special meeting number 2 was about city council reorganization. On the agenda for the regular meeting were presentations to the outgoing council members and a bunch of meeting minutes, along with confirmation of election results, oaths of office, and discussions about the council vacancy, and if city council members should have to stop phoning it in and actually show up to participate in council meetings. Then after all that, there was a closed session with the new members of the city council about a performance evaluation of the city manager. There was $760 for a MCAG meeting and contract, $340 to review and revise a staff report regarding the November election results, and $260 about the next planning commission meeting. $20 for an email about the Recplex grant, and $160 for an email about the Alvarez subpoena. I mentioned in the October video about General Legal, there had been a court appearance by Tom Hallinan about the Alvarez subpoena. We were billed $1,580 for a staff report about and a citizen application for filling the vacancy on the city council. Most of the hours billed were by the newest addition to the law firm. I've noticed over the months that we seem to get billed an awful lot for analyzing and drafting by the newest members of the firm. Here you can see how many hours were billed by each member of the firm and how most of them was by the newest member of the firm. As for HR, it's all redacted as usual, and guess what? All the hours billed was by a new person. According to the White Brenner website, she specializes in CalPERS, labor relations, administrative investigations, wage and hour disputes, workers' compensation, and medical leave management. We were charged $100 for the privilege of having a redacted invoice prepared. Under police, we can see one unredacted item about disclosure of a police report pursuant to a subpoena and court order. If you like what I do here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook. And remember, editorial content is my own as a resident of Livingston and City Council watcher since at least 2007 and does not represent the views and opinions of the City Council or the City of Livingston itself, and certainly does not represent any kind of legal advice.